I'm Courtney Broder, and this is The Beauty Formula, your go-to podcast for beauty, skincare, and unfiltered girl talk. Let's get into it. All right, I'm here today with Cristy from Heartful Living. Hey, Cristy.
Hey, Courtney.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for inviting me. I'm so happy to be here in
Boston.
I
know. So Cristy and I have met many years back in Colorado, and then we just saw each other again this summer in Colorado, and you told me you just launched your podcast.
I did. So I don't know if you know, but I had spine surgery about 1.5 years ago, and one of my to-dos from the doctor was to stay home for 8 weeks recovering and fusing my bones. In those 8 weeks, I thought I was going to go crazy. The first week felt like somewhat of a vacation, but the other 7, so I ended up crocheting 2 blankets.
Wow.
In a couple days. I wrote 3 children's books, and then I was like, okay, now what do I do? So I started having recorded IG Live conversations on my sofa just to keep myself from going crazy and, cabin fever. And it turned into a podcast, and now we just launched season 2.
Wow.
We moved into a studio.
That's amazing. Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's really exciting to see a passion project just take legs.
Isn't it amazing how sometimes just something terrible can turn into something?
So my spine surgery was definitely not an easy challenge for me, but I do remember very clearly telling my mom, something good is going to come out of this, and I'm going to help people. I don't know how that's going to be, and I'm sure my mom thought, well, not a lot of people your age have spine surgery, so I don't know how you're going to help people. But it kind of evolved into this. So I feel like it was just, nature running its course and destiny.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think anytime, it doesn't have to be the exact same thing, but I think anytime you go through something hard, it's good just to share it. And then even somebody going through something else similar, they just don't feel as alone, for sure.
You'd be surprised how many people have reached out to me now about, hey, I heard this story you said about this woman with triple negative breast cancer. Do you mind connecting me? I have some questions for her. Or really interestingly enough, 3 people have had the same surgery I have had.
Oh, wow.
Since I've spoken publicly about my spine surgery, which before me, I had never heard of anybody have this kind of surgery before.
What kind of surgery was it?
So I had a 2-level fusion on my L5-S1. My last vertebrae right before the sacrum had slipped forward 75%. Lost my disc completely. And it was all due to a birth defect I did not know I was born with, L5 pars defect. Typically, adolescence, that's when you see it. Athletic children in their teenage years, it starts becoming more prevalent. Wasn't much of an athletic child growing up, so I made it to 40.
Yeah.
And for my 40th birthday, I had spine surgery.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so how long was the surgery?
So I actually prepped from the moment I found out to the moment of my surgery. I spent 6 months in preparation for the surgery. I did not know what to expect, but I knew I had to build myself up and get my arms and my abdominal muscles as strong as possible to be able to get in and out of bed without using my back. So I spent 6 months prepping. The surgery took place March 27th. It was a 3 or 4 hour procedure. I can't even tell you right now because I've kind of
blocked it out.
out. But then it was 8 weeks recovering at home, fusing my bones, and then I spent the entire year after the fact in physical therapy, getting back to where I am.
Wow.
And that was 1.5 years ago already.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So for 8 weeks, you absolutely could not move.
I could not leave my house. I wasn't allowed to drive. I could stay in my house. I would give myself little goals. My first goal was to be able to make breakfast by myself, and I didn't think I'd be able to lift my arms and open cabinets. So that was my first goal. Then my second goal became, okay, let's walk around the dining room. And today we're going to walk into the kids' room. And tomorrow let's take a step towards the mailbox. And I started building back up little by little. I did have sutures. There was 5 incisions on my back. So I did have stitches and sutures that dissolved. And, it was just letting nature take its course and letting the body heal on its own. And the first thing my mom actually said to me was, don't worry, honey, we'll take care of those scars afterwards.
Oh.
Because they did look kind of scary. I made her take photographs and show me. It looked like Wolverine had just grabbed me and made its way down on my back. But that was the least of my concerns. When I woke up from that surgery, I was just so happy that I could feel my legs again.
Oh, yeah, I
think
bet.
that was kind of something in the back of my head. Number one, that I wouldn't wake up, and number two, that I would wake up but I wouldn't feel my legs.
Yeah.
Spine surgery is a very scary thing to be told that you needed, especially when you're 39, a young mom of two. But it had to be done. I had no quality of life by that point. And I wasn't going to miss out on opportunities with my kids.
Right.
I think it got really real for me when we went to Disney World. My daughter was singing in a competition, and I had to be wheeled around in a wheelchair because I just could not walk around the park. And I said, okay, I am way too young.
Right.
This, needs to be addressed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm glad you did, because now I'm assuming that surgery was successful.
It was. Surgery was a success. I actually felt really good after the first 3 months. And when I woke up, one of the major symptoms I was having was that it had kind of pressed on the sciatica. So I was losing feeling in my left leg, and I felt ants crawling at the bottom of my feet. And the pain became so excruciating. I was on nerve medication around the clock, was not able to sleep anymore. And the first thing I noticed when I woke up from surgery was that the ants were gone and my leg didn't hurt anymore.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. So,
well, I'm so happy for you.
Thank
What you
you.
said about the scars, so what have you done for the scars?
So the scars, once I healed and I got the go-ahead, the first thing I wanted was to get rid of the bumps on my scars. They were all elevated, and I would deal with the discoloration that got very dark after the fact. 1 out of 5 did not heal that great. 1 got infected.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I ended up with topical antibiotics and oral antibiotics, just erring on the side of caution on behalf of my surgeons. So what I did was I went to see my dermatologist, dermatologist plastic surgeon, and they recommended a wonderful doctor in Miami who did the Fraxel, the laser Fraxel.
Right.
So painful.
Oh, it's awful. Yes. I've done it on my face before.
Bless those who do that around their eyes, their face, their nose, sensitive body parts, because this was my lower back, and I felt like I was being lit, not on fire, but like on ice, because they kind of push in that cold thing. After 5 sessions, the doctor was still not happy he thought we could get better results. We went for 6, but I just couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I did use a silicone clear cream daily from the moment I was allowed to. Also, at the end of the day, I don't really feel like it did much, but the one thing that I was very big on living in Miami was never getting sun on my scars. And to this day, I refuse to wear a bathing suit or a rash guard that exposes them, because let's keep them protected and safe.
And that's why they're flat and everything. I mean, obviously the sun's been the worst for you. I have some ideas I want you to try. One of them's going to be a little bit hard because it's like a roller.
Okay.
It's like a microneedling roller that comes with like the serum with it. And so you like microneedle these like growth factors into it. And I think that's because it just like helps break it up, like break up the scar tissue and stuff before it like fully like gets hardened, you know? And I think that would be like a good start. You could like turn and try to like roll it on your back yourself, or have your husband do it or something.
Yeah.
Or a friend.
You know what? My daughter might.
Oh, yeah.
She would, I think, get a kick out of
taking
care of me that way.
It's like a little painful, not too painful, but she'll be like, "Argh."
Yeah.
That's so funny. I would make my boys do it for sure.
Yeah.
If I had a girl, I'd obviously have her.
Yeah.
Speaking of your daughter, we were talking last night, and you were telling me about her Sephora obsession.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so 11-year-old girls. You're not there. You have 2 boys. Can I tell you, first of all, I love the fact that this young generation is being so conscious about beauty and health and keeping their skin clean. And I remember our days, and you and I are more or less the same age. We were about the tanning beds. We were about, everything that you possibly could.
Yeah.
Exactly. Coconut oil. I remember in Mexico, they were at one point, and I don't know if you know this suntan lotion or sun bronzer that had carrot in it to make you even more bronze.
Oh.
Yeah. So, she's very health conscious. She's very self-aware, and she has her little caboodle, just like all her friends.
That's so cute.
But they go to Sephora and they buy everything that has cute, pretty packaging, bring it home, they spend a fortune, they blow their allowances on it, and I don't think it's doing them any good. Those products, they look gorgeous in a bottle, but at the end of the day, they are hormonal prepubescent girls that acne is there. We live in Miami. It's really hot. And there's certain products that you need, and those are just not the right ones for them.
Do you think that, like, what do you think she's trying to achieve? Like, does she have acne?
No, she's
Right.
11.
Right, that's what I thought. That's
She's
what I'm
11. However, my son is starting to get, he's 13, and he's got the hormonal acne. He's really good about it. But, for example, boys, when they wear hats, and you'll see this as your boys get older, it's that cranial acne right here.
Right.
From the hat, from the band.
Sweating, yeah.
And, you know, I don't think that they are as in tune with wanting to be involved with their products and gab with the girls and pull out their caboodles and you know.
But it probably still bothers him a little bit.
It does.
Oh,
it does bother him. So he's actually got a little something here, and I think it's from shaving.
Oh, yeah.
Because he shaves. And actually shaving and pimples is something that I've never experienced.
Right.
So I would love to know what your thoughts are on 11 to 15-year-old children and what they should be applying on their faces, because it's hormones.
It's hormones. Well, I mean, I think two separate things. Like for your son, like there's really good products that are just like Jan Marini, like we were talking about. She has great acne products, and she has great like acne products for like hormonal acne, young acne, like benzoyl peroxides and stuff that you can just wash your face with. And then products that you have to use it every day or else it doesn't work. But it's just good for just teenagers that are dealing with acne. I mean, not as much for your daughter, because I think we have great products too that are just more of like fluff. I mean, that's why I was like, what is she trying to achieve? Because she's 11. She obviously has flawless skin, I'm sure. And so we have just like creamy cleansers and, you know, more of like fun products for sure for that. But I mean, I think that's the easy one. You know, I think the harder one is when you're trying to achieve a goal like the acne and stuff.
Sure. I mean, healthy habits, I'm fully all for promoting them. And I love that she's doing it at 11 years old. The last thing I was thinking about was toner and moisturizer and eye creams. And I saw her putting on wrinkle cream the other day. I go, I really don't think you're there yet.
I don't. Well, it's funny. And so I just went to, was it last week, the week before? I was with my friend Meg, and her daughter Aspen is 8 or 9. And we were staying in this Airbnb, and we had to share a bathroom, Aspen and I did. And so she has all these products, and I mean, so many products. And she would go and not only just organize hers, she would organize my products too.
So sweet.
And she would sit in the mirror, and she would just take the dropper and like drop it on her face like they do in the TikTok. And she's like, would you like some of my cleanser? And I mean, she was just so cute about it. But I mean, she was obsessed. She was like, has anyone seen my cleanser? Has anyone seen it? I'll let you use it last. And like, obsessed with her products. But it was the same thing. It was like came in a little kid. It was like Drunken Elephant or something.
Drunken Elephant.
And she's like, well, what are your products? And I'm like, I don't think you need these yet, but I'll send you some. But yeah, I just can't believe it. I mean, I've always had such sensitive skin though. So it's like growing up, everything you could get like over the counter. I mean, I used to use Clinique, and even that would like break me out sometimes because I need super hyperallergenic. And back then there was just not a lot available.
Sure.
And even like makeup and stuff, I couldn't really wear a lot of the makeup because I was allergic to like dyes and fragrances and stuff. Actually, one of the brands we carry now, Jane Iredale, the first time I ever used them, I was like 16, 17. She had just launched her line, and it was the first like mineral based, like hypoallergenic, and I could use all of the stuff, and I was so excited.
Well, I'm
I've never used foundation. Yeah. Now there's a lot more, and I think people are come to know that it's just not good for your skin either way. But I'm just really hypersensitive to fragrances.
I'm really happy to hear you say that, because my mom is actually allergic to purple dyes.
Oh, really?
On her eyes. And I foresee that my daughter has very sensitive skin, and if that's something that's going to end up in Adriana's wheelhouse, also sensitive, to makeup, she's going to need a really good line to pursue as she gets older.
Oh, yeah. I ended up doing the full allergy testing recently, and there was no, huge, there was a couple of surprises, but, fragrant. They actually had to, put a steroid shot, in the ones that had, fragrances and stuff.
Wow. Because
I just blew up so much from it. But I've always known that. Even if someone sprays perfume, my face will get, flushed and stuff. And so anyways, I'm very hypersensitive. So anyways, if she does, tell her I got her.
She's going to be so excited to hear that.
So you talk to a lot of women with, such powerful stories. What are some of the biggest stories that have stuck with you?
Oh, my
Or the people you've interviewed?
I feel like every story
I know, I bet.
I do is one that sticks with me. The most powerful ones are actually, let me say this, they are all powerful, and it blows my mind when I approach somebody and I'm like, do you want to share your story? And they're like, there's nothing special about it. I beg to differ. My dear friend Monica, who is one of my best friends, she lives down in Ecuador, in Guayaquil. And while her husband was going through testicular cancer, she is at the same time dealing with her son who has craniosynostosis. It's the soft spot in your head that closes too soon. At 2.5 years old, he ended up with an open head surgery where it was 200 stitches from here to here, and they kind of opened his scalp to put in like a fake plate. That was impactful just to hear my best friend recant her story. And I lived it with her, but I guess we were all there trying to support her so much that it was almost hearing it on the other end. Wow, I can't believe you
bet.
walked that season. And then I've had stories about triple negative breast cancer, and that woman, Heather Diaz-Jane, she was such a badass. At the same time, she's dealing with this aggressive form of breast cancer. She's getting her master's degree in accounting.
Wow.
At the same time, and graduating from the
That's
University of
awesome.
Miami.
Yeah.
So all of the stories I hear are powerful, and that's our brand, right? We're living with a full heart, and it's about the journey and how we're getting there and how we face the world during these challenges.
Yeah.
So every
awesome.
story in its own way is just as powerful as the next.
Yeah. So do you speak mostly with women who have had like a medical?
No, I speak to somebody who is wanting to be heard.
Yeah.
Every
awesome.
story is important, and I love talking about things that are considered taboo, such as miscarriages. I think miscarriages are a topic that nobody wants to talk about today, and yet it is so common in women. Menopause and perimenopause. Also, I mean, I know Oprah just did a huge thing blowing the lid off the topic, but I think that's something that nobody talks about today.
Right.
And every woman goes through it.
Why do you think that nobody wants to talk? Is it just embarrassing?
I don't know
If you're old,
if
or-
it's embarrassing, or it's also realizing your age,
Right.
Or just not having enough information out there. My mom's always been very open to me about talking about now menopause and perimenopause. She was one of those cases where she has experienced so many symptoms. And when she went on to turn on her TV and listen to Oprah talking about it, she goes, I had no idea that there were like over 100 symptoms of menopause and perimenopause. Why don't you take a listen? And I go, well, I'm nowhere near there yet. I'm there, but I just don't think there's enough information out there.
No, I agree. I had one of my best friends recently. She has 3 kids, and her youngest is just turned maybe 4 or 5, something like that. And her husband's had a vasectomy, and obviously doesn't want any more children. And recently she was like, Courtney, I think I'm pregnant. And I was like, your husband had a vasectomy. I think, and she's like, it's a 1% chance. I'm going to be the 1%. And I was like, why? And she's like, my boobs are, my breasts are so tender.
Right.
And like, she's like, I feel hormonal. And I was like, I think it's like menopause. Like you might just, and then sure enough, it was. She was like, who knew that? She was like, I feel like I do when I'm pregnant, when I'm going through menopause.
Yeah.
And she's like, let me clarify, I'm not going through menopause, it's perimenopause.
Right.
But, and I'm
Right.
like, I know. But yeah, I mean, nobody knows. I wouldn't have known.
And the symptoms are so real. I was falling asleep at my house around 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon every day, just so tired. I couldn't, with the life of me, get out of a chair. And my mom started noticing like those little shifts. I noticed a brain fog that was reminding me of, that pregnancy brain, how you would have a word at the tip of your mouth and you couldn't get the word out. Getting really hot flashes. I'm not there yet, although this weekend in Austin, Texas,
it's a constant hot flash.
I'm wondering if my insides are on fire or not, because it's so hot out here.
That's just Austin. Wait, so do you take any hormones? Like, are you taking anything?
So I actually take spironolactone, which is a testosterone blocker, and that's because I started developing really bad cystic acne.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. It's terrible, and it's all here in the chin. I know people can get them on their back, on their chest, forehead. This is my spot right here, and if I don't take the spironolactone, they pop right out again.
I took that. I've taken that before.
Yeah.
I took that when I was like in my 20s for a year. But How long have you been taking it for?
2 years already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I did it for like 2 years, but usually like whatever it is that's causing it and you do it, then you usually don't have to do it again, I guess, until your hormones change.
Well, the funny thing is I went to see my doctor a couple weeks ago for my general checkup, and I go, I really don't want to be on anything. Can we get rid of this? He goes, I mean, you can try, and if the cyst comes back out, just drink the pills again. So I was really hopeful. I got off it, and here we are again.
Yeah.
So I won't be getting off that anytime soon. Yeah.
I think I had to get off mine because it was like, I don't remember exactly what it was. It was making me like too dehydrated or something.
Really?
Yeah. It was like, it like got bad.
Oh, no.
But I was like upping the dose, and then
Sure.
I was like titrating up and then down anyways. But I guess it worked because
Yeah.
I didn't have any cystic acne after that.
Well, that's
So that's
great.
good.
Yeah.
So what other treatments have you personally done, if you don't mind sharing?
Not at all. So I come from a house where we're very open about cosmetic surgery and Botox, and my grandma, God bless her, I still remember when she turned 50, she got her facelift. And I remember the mummy that came home all wrapped up with my mom, and she did it right before she turned 50, and she looked fabulous. And
wow.
she did a lovely job, and she looked gorgeous. And my mom was always one of those that, I'm going to be like your grandmother. When I turn 50, I'm getting my facelift. I'm like, okay, does that mean I have to do the same thing too? So they've always been very open about it. And when I turned about 36, my mom said, you might want to start doing a little Botox. How dare you, Mom? No, you're gorgeous. It's great. But look, this is preventative. It's not, you're not going to be over the top. You're not going to have the duck lips, by no means. But you are starting to wrinkle in certain places. And what you're trying to do is not wrinkle that skin as much as possible so that, you could stay younger as fast as you can. I was really blessed by my other grandmother who has gorgeous skin. And she doesn't have a wrinkle on her face. And I was blessed with her olive skin. But yes, I was starting to get the wrinkles here and your typical little crow's eyes. And so I've been doing Botox since I was 36, very light Botox, nothing serious. But I do feel like it's helped maintain the collagen in my skin. And I thank my mom so much for pushing me to do it too, because I know that there's moms out there that would not,
Yeah,
so
totally.
my mom and my grandmother were always very big proponents of do what you got to do to live and stay young and feel good.
Well, your skin is amazing. I mean, you look great. You look so young. And the fact that you got Botox for the first time at 36, I think is a testament to how good your genes and skin and everything is. So, because I did more of the preventative measures. Really, I just got into the plastic surgery industry at like 22 and like started doing like Botox then. So, I mean, now, if anything, I actually get, when my Botox wears off, I get like really strong muscles, I think, because I got too much when I was younger.
Okay.
But also no regrets, really, because I think it's helped.
Not one wrinkle on your face.
Help where I am today because I never had the lines that were constantly there, obviously. I don't recommend getting a ton of Botox at 22, but I mean, I think it helped being in the industry. I've never actually had plastic surgery. But so, I mean, some people go overboard once they get into the industry. But I think I think Botox is great. Have you done any other treatments?
On my face, I mean, I am so bad, Courtney, about I would love to say that I love my Korean products and I do the 19 steps a night. I don't have time for that.
No,
Right? I don't have time for that. But the one thing I am huge on is sunscreen.
Right.
Especially at this age. Always wearing a sun hat out when we're out on the boat, because we're out on the boat every other weekend in Miami, and we're always out and about. Lots of sunscreen on my face. I'm actually a huge fan of the Jan Marini sunscreen because it's tinted. So I bake that into my makeup plan as well.
Right.
And I find that just helps me because I hate the multi-steps.
No, totally. I always say, just because I know it doesn't mean I do it, and so I feel like I've gotten a little bit better lately, but for probably the last year, I've just been like most bang for my buck on the steps or whatever.
Right.
And to the point where a lot of nights I don't even feel like washing my face. But I do because I don't want to break out or do this, but I haven't enjoyed it for a while. I think I'm just now starting to enjoy it.
Sure. I will say that one thing that my mom also baked into me from a very young, early age also was to make sure I go to sleep at night, taking off my makeup.
Right. Yeah.
So I've used everything from the Lancome Blue Bottle liquid to the MAC wipes to, right now I'm actually using Neutrogena wipes, which I find are very sensitive. And they do the trick. And, you don't wake up with that raccoon face the next day. Because I also want to set a really good example for my daughter. I think the best example I could set is go to bed with a clean face and then wake up and the first thing you do is wash your face and get ready for the day.
Definitely.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm jealous of your daughter, by the way. I think I've told you I have 4 sisters, and so I obviously thought I was going to have girls and was dying for a girl. And then, but of course, wouldn't change it for the world now.
Of course.
But it's very shocking that I have 2 boys, in my opinion, because I didn't know anything about a boy.
That's so funny.
No, I definitely wouldn't change it for the world. I was also going to say, so what is your beauty routine right now?
So my beauty routine right now, believe it or not, is the Jan Marini box that is like the preset box where it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Uh-huh.
That's actually my go-to, but I'm really bad about following my steps.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll just be like, okay, today I got a little time for the eye cream, but the one thing that I am always good about is the cleanser and the sunscreen. Yeah.
For sure. You know, it's crazy. We started carrying Jan Marini, I don't remember, like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but we had customers that had shopped with us since we had the plastic surgery practices and so on, have tried everything, and then they would get like the starter set, the box set or whatever, and I can't tell you how many, I mean probably over a dozen was like, this is the best thing I've ever used, and they just absolutely love the starter set to the point where I've been like, man, I need to just go back and just use this. But same as you, I am bad about all the steps.
Yeah.
And so then I end up not doing it correctly or whatever.
Right.
But I love her products, and she's amazing.
And I love the price point as well.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I'm a huge fan also of SkinCeuticals. I loved the Elfa line. Is it Elfa?
Elta?
Elta.
Uh-huh.
I loved that line as well. I know that it's kind of pricey. And if I'm not going to be that religious about it, I don't feel right putting my money
into
a product that's going to sit on my counter.
Yeah, especially with like SkinCeuticals, because those discolor quickly and things like that. So yeah, totally. Okay, so closing out, what is your beauty formula?
I am all about just living authentically, living real. Life is messy. Life is not perfect. What's curated out in social media it's not always rainbows and butterflies. And if you only have time to put on a little bit of sunscreen and a baseball cap and walk out the door, what matters is that you're walking out the door and you're living life with a full heart.
Absolutely.
No matter what it is, and just being you.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so good. Well, thank you so much, Cristy, for coming on. We are so excited to have you.
It was so great to be here. Thank you, Courtney.
Thanks for tuning in to The Beauty Formula. If you're loving our show, make sure to leave a review and share it with your friends. Follow us on Instagram at The Beauty Formula Podcast for the latest updates, and head over to our sister store, Harbin House, for all your skincare needs. A big shout out to the Harbin House production team, Allison Turley and Remy Jenkins. See you next time.